Writing a book and becoming an author was a slice of the pie that I wanted to take home as I grew old. I believe that absence of the slice will make the incredible masterpiece that I have in mind incomplete. Hi, I am Chris, and did you know that I'm an incredible fan of the SCP Foundation? And being an incredible fan of this community, I had this great idea about starting the creation of that slice in my life. As I said, it makes me feel like my life would be incomplete without this part. And that potential of me will not be fulfilled. Another one is my desire to inspire young fellows like me to have the courage in facing their fears and doubts and start working on fulfilling their dreams, like what I'm doing right now at a young age. And as the definition of courage is not just to be brave or the lack of fear, but rather acting in spite of that fear. As an artist, I've learned to project stories through still images, drawings, and digital artworks alike. And that's part of how I developed my love for writing. I wanted to take a start on telling my stories through the art of literature and writing. Besides, the previously mentioned pie is sort of like a super dream, if you will, and that I have in mind, and I want my career as a well-known author to be a part of it. Well, I am not directly trying to solve any problems with this book, but I suppose it all depends on the side of the reader and how they interpret and understand my writing in the story. Maybe some dating tips from the romantic implications sprinkled here and there around the story, or reminders and tips on how to exterminate the monstrosities that hide under your bed at night. Ooh. Honestly, Securing was more or less an experimental take for me, a start to get an idea and feel of writing, and perhaps to start off my writing career with a bang in general. Of course, to tell a fun story that would entertain the imaginations of other young minds like me, and to hype fellow SCP community/fanbase members. Securing was a tryout, as I mentioned earlier, but then again, I tried my very best to make the book itself to be something unique, extraordinary, and let the reader feel the sensation of thrill. Now, I don't want to go too deep into it because then it would be about the book, but let's just say it's an action-packed novel for teenagers like me and young-minded adults alike. And, well, if you like conspiracy, cryptids, or you're already a fan of the SCP Foundation, then that's epic, and I promise you, you're gonna love this. Of course, there came a lot of struggle and trouble in making this one a reality. Lots and lots of writer's block. Sure, they aren't supposed to be that bad, but they're still a nuisance at that, as they are. There also came the trouble of trying to express the words I write more clearly and easier to understand, while still maintaining my intended format and style of writing. And let's not forget the great and sheer amount of procrastination that comes in work and every kind of progress. Every non-workaholic's weakness. But it all came to pass when my mother supported me, encouraged me, and helped me through and boosted my morale to push further. She happens to be behind the camera, you know. Sometimes you really just need a companion, someone to be around you, to give you a cheer. For me, it was my mom and my peers. From what I've experienced so far, when it comes to writing a book, there are 3 things to keep in mind. Be basic, be original, and be happy. As tempting as it seems, try not to make your writing sound as professional as possible immediately. Keep things simple. Lay out your ideas straight. As your writing progresses, it will improve. As a wise man once told me, basic doesn't mean bad. Originality is another thing. Keep in mind, something can still be original, even if it's inspired or based off of something. However, as long as it isn't something completely plagiarized or copied off or something like that, it's always something to be proud about when you know you made it yourself. Lastly, but definitely not least, be happy. There's no point in doing something if you don't like doing it. Even if it isn't writing, you should always have fun in whatever you like doing. Because if you're not, then, well, what are you doing with your life? Everything happens for a reason. There will always be a time in our lives where we will be tested. Children and adults alike are not safe from life's stumbling blocks. Even me, at this young age, I went through a lot of things in my short lifetime here, and being attacked by bad thoughts and withdrawn from this world. I even lost interest in my 9th year of school. That was last year. But there was indeed a reason for it. I made my first book and made another step closer. Took me another step closer to my big dream. Another piece of advice. When you're feeling discouraged and unmotivated, you should always come back to your deepest why, the reason why you started. I am Chris, and this is me signing out. P.S. You should read my book.